WFYI podcasts are made possible by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering experiences like indulging in grub at Nick's English Hut, taking a stroll along Kirkwood Avenue, feeling the history and magic of Assembly Hall, and providing the chance to feel like a college kid again. Plan your trip at visitbloomington.com.
I'm Kyle Long, host of Cultural Manifesto, just one of the local music programs you can enjoy on WFYI. These programs would not be possible without your financial support. And to say thank you, we want to send you to see Lyle Lovett when he comes to Indianapolis on July 28th. Choose a concert ticket as your gift when you donate at WFYI.org/give. And thanks for supporting WFYI.
We're going to take a trip right now. Like we always do about this time.
This is a journey into sound. Break it down.
I'm Kyle Long, and you're listening to Cultural Manifesto. On this week's show, we'll explore the music of Bill Wilson, a legendary Central Indiana songwriter who died in 1993 at the age of 46. Bill Wilson's music reflected the influence of 1960s folk icons, including Bob Dylan, Tim Hardin, and Fred Neil, along with influences from alternative 1970s country artists like Townes Van Zandt and Guy Clark. Bill Wilson's debut album, Changing Minstrel, was released by Columbia Records in 1973, and he was hailed by the label as the next Bob Dylan. The album was produced by Bob Johnston, a legendary producer known for his work with Bob Dylan, Johnny Cash, Leonard Cohen, and Simon and Garfunkel. The album sold poorly at the time of its initial release, but over the years, Changing Minstrel has become a cult classic among folk and country music fans. One of the record's standout tracks, Payday Giveaway, has nearly 2 million streams online. And we'll start this week's show with that song. This is Bill Wilson with Payday Giveaway.
Red 10 won't let you win, so you pull out cold and you're down again to a card shark, dealing his mark to a payday giveaway in the dark. Lucy and your man's have been out rambling. What will he be bringing home to you? On the winds that sing of a whiskey, wine, and gambling. Scream no sooner than he flew.
That was the legendary Indiana singer-songwriter Bill Wilson with Payday Giveaway. On this week's show, we're exploring the music of Bill Wilson. He was born in Lebanon, Indiana in 1947 and grew up in Hendricks County. Bill joined the Air Force in 1966, and he was sent to Vietnam. In 1969, he was discharged to Austin, Texas. And though he'd purchased a guitar as a teenager back in Indiana, he didn't begin to pursue music seriously until his time in Austin. While in Austin, Bill cut a series of demo recordings for the independent Texas label Sonobeat.
Drop my pennies from my hand, now they're lost upon the sand. I've lived too fast to understand, and now I'm all alone.
He also recorded with an Austin psychedelic rock band called Mariani.
Look ahead, what are the chances? Silver cups of golden lances. Double piece still flies too high to be seen with a naked eye.
Up next, we'll listen to a pair of tracks Bill cut for Sonobeat in 1969. Keep On Pickin' and Death Row Blues.
I got a worn-out guitar with a used set of strings, empty bottle in my pocket, I've run out of songs to sing. But once I heard somebody say someday I'm gonna make it, so I guess I'll just keep picking till I do. Well, I played in every joint, clear from here to Texarkana, and I've made a buck or two from time to time. I'll be hanging from a scaffold in the street. The whole town's gonna be there to watch me, gonna listen while I make my final speech. And I can see their faces just as though it were right now, up so early in the morning. Gonna be the biggest show in town, and this Death Row Blues really got me down.
That was the Indiana music legend Bill Wilson with Death Row Blues. That song was recorded as a demo for Sonobeat Records in Austin, Texas in 1969. Bill returned to Indiana during the early 1970s, performing often with a local Indianapolis band called Pleasant Street. And he continued refining his work as a songwriter. By 1973, Bill had an impressive catalog of original tunes. Those songs impressed Columbia Records producer Bob Johnston. Johnson produced classic albums for artists including Bob Dylan, Leonard Cohen, Johnny Cash, The Byrds, Marty Robbins, Flatt and Scruggs, and Simon and Garfunkel. Johnston agreed to produce Bill Wilson's debut release for Columbia, titled Ever-Changing Minstrel, and he used many of the same session players he'd worked with while recording Bob Dylan's Blonde on Blonde. We'll listen to a pair of tracks from Ever-Changing Minstrel now. This is Bill Wilson with Rainy Day Resolution and Ballad of Cody.
Yeah, we gotta live for the right and pray for the wrong, to get high on the love of where we all belong. The devil may be strong, but we can't beat him. We've been waiting through the night for a brand new dawn. Getting it together shouldn't take that long, till everyone can sing the song of freedom. To tranquilize the tension in his soul, finance another bottle for the cold, and lay away the thought of growing old till tomorrow has been sold. To tranquilize the tension in his soul.
Cultural Manifesto will return with more music from Bill Wilson after this short break.
WFYI podcasts are made possible by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering experiences like indulging in grub at Nick's English Hut, taking a stroll along Kirkwood Avenue, feeling the history and magic of Assembly Hall, and providing the chance to feel like a college kid again. Plan your trip at visitbloomington.com.
I'm Kyle Long, and you're listening to Cultural Manifesto. On this week's show, we're exploring the music of Bill Wilson, a legendary Central Indiana songwriter who died in 1993 at the age of 46. Before the break, we heard two tracks from Bill's debut album, Ever-Changing Minstrel, released by Columbia Records in 1973. Let's hear two more tracks from that record now. Up first, we'll hear the album's title track, followed by The Good Ship Society.
Honey, I'm an ever-changing minstrel of the season. The rainbow that I follow, few can see. So for now, don't ask for answers, promises and reasons. These things you'll come to know when I find me. Sailing off to fortune through the black of a smoke-filled sky, not hearing the screams of torture through the bombs of the battle cry. When we think too hard of what we are instead of what we all should be, well, how much truth's gonna be on board of the good ship society?
That was Bill Wilson with the Good Ship Society. That track was featured on Bill's debut album, Changing Minstrel, released by Columbia Records in 1973. Bill Wilson remained in Indiana throughout much of the 1970s, playing local gigs around Bloomington and Indianapolis. In 1976, Bill cut his second album, Talking to Stars, for the Bloomington-based label Barbecue Records. Talking to Stars had a strong impact locally. The album received positive reviews in local papers and was supported by local radio stations, including WNAP. But at the time, the album received little attention outside of Indianapolis. We'll hear a pair of tracks from Talking to Stars now. This is Bill Wilson with Dragonfly and Stardust Train.
Summer sky, the sun is high. Me, oh my, Miss Dragonfly, she been buzzing a tune all afternoon. She always sings the same old things, electric wings making rings in the water below, flying too low. I stood in line for the Stardust train, but the man taking tickets didn't know my name. And a hard luck story couldn't buy a seat. He said, look out, boy, I got a train to meet. Stardust train, Stardust train.
That was the legendary Indiana singer-songwriter Bill Wilson with Stardust Train. On this week's show, we're exploring the music of Bill Wilson. Up next, we'll hear a pair of tracks Bill cut in the late 1970s during a live session with the Indianapolis radio station WNAP. This is Bill Wilson performing Ball Game and Indiana Song.
AM, PM, daylight tonight again. Spin, spin your big ball. The name of the game is always the same. Shame, shame on us all. Well, we hate crash landing, but we sure love to fall. Don't we all love to fall? We love to fall. A redbird sitting on a high line pole. The sun's coming over the trees. Hear a John Deere banging out a dusty roll on a back road, summer breeze. It's mid-July and the corn is high. How hot and dry it's been. Indiana, Indiana, going back to Indiana again.
That was Bill Wilson with Indiana Song, recorded live for WNAP during the late 1970s. On this week's show, we're exploring the music of Bill Wilson, a legendary Indiana singer-songwriter. Up next, I want to share another rare live recording from Bill Wilson. And this recording has sparked controversy among music fans online. Around 14 years ago, a video was posted to YouTube featuring a 1991 live recording of Bill Wilson performing Sultans of Swing, a classic rock staple by the British rock band Dire Straits. In his introduction to the song, Bill claims to have co-written Sultans of Swing with Dire Straits founder Mark Knopfler. But Wilson received no writing credits for the song, and no evidence substantiating his claims has emerged. Let's listen to Bill Wilson performing Sultans of Swing.
You hear them yelling, hey, we don't give a damn about any trumpet blowing band. No, it ain't what they call rock and roll. That's when the Sultans, yeah, the Sultans play Creole. That's Creole.
That was the legendary Indiana singer-songwriter Bill Wilson performing Sultans of Swing. On this week's show, we've been exploring the music of Bill Wilson. Bill cut his final record, Traction in the Rain, in 1992. And sadly, he passed away in Nashville, Indiana, less than a year after the album's release. He was just 46 years old. Though Bill Wilson failed to find widespread national success during his lifetime, his music continues to find new audiences over 30 years after his death. We'll end this week's show with the title track from his final release, Traction in the Rain. Check out the Cultural Manifesto podcast at WFYI.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Cultural Manifesto is hosted and produced by me, Kyle Long. Thank you for listening.
Midnight mist on a grimy old windshield. Highway slick and shiny like an eel. Pitchers can't be choosers, that's the deal. Now I guess I've got one.
WFYI podcasts are made possible by Bloomington, Indiana, an American college town offering experiences like indulging in grub at Nick's English Hut, taking a stroll along Kirkwood Avenue, feeling the history and magic of Assembly Hall, and providing the chance to feel like a college kid again. Plan your trip at visitbloomington.com.